Hi, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu
Welcome,
alaikum. Welcome,
family.
welcome, welcome to Love My Kidneys. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in with us on this Thinking Thursday. We really appreciate you tuning in. Whether you're tuning in now or you're going to tune in the future, we really do appreciate you all tuning in with us here on Love My Kidneys. We value your time, we value your support, and we really do appreciate the support that we have been getting. We thank every person that have took even a second to watch what we're saying. We really do appreciate that you all do take the time to be with us and listen to what we're saying. And this right here, of course, is a very, very important subject.
Yes, it is.
My wife is going to take up the subject with those who, whether you're dealing with um, being a dialysis patient or any kind of patient, it's very important to know what your numbers are when it comes to dealing with your health. You need to know what those numbers mean. You need to know what they stand for, and you need to know why these numbers are important for you. Love My Kidneys, again, it's going to deal with a wide variety of conversations. It's going to deal with a wide variety of conversations, and this is one that's very, very important. Knowing what your numbers means when you get your labs. What does it mean? What does it represent? Why is it important? You definitely need to know that. But as always, we want to give y'all a little bit of our theme song before we get started, okay? So just bear with us for just a second while we go ahead and get that theme music rolling for you. That again is made by yours truly. I hope y'all feeling that. I hope y'all feeling that. I was feeling good when I made that. And this is definitely, my wife told me she wanted something up tempo for Love My Kidneys, and so that's what I gave her, something up tempo, and this is what we're using. All right, I guess that's long enough. We just wanted you
Oh,
all
just got
let
started.
it. Okay. Well, she said she need a little bit more of it,
Just a little bit.
just a little more.
Y'all need to feel that. Loving my kidneys, y'all.
Come on,
Did you say I love you today, kidneys?
come on now. Did you say that?
You gotta rub them kidneys.
That's right.
Show them some love.
Love.
I love my kidneys. You gotta love your kidneys, y'all.
All right.
Love it up. All right.
All right, family. We won't take long. We won't take long at all. We definitely would. We just gonna jump right in just a few seconds. Of course, for those of you who are dealing with health challenges, one of the first things that you need to truly consider changing, if you haven't already, is your diet. So we definitely recommend, if you don't have it, you definitely need to have How to Eat to Live Volume 1 and 2 in your library, and you can actually get that at store.finalcall.com. You can get that at store.finalcall.com. You can also get it at mentortotheblackman.com as one, volume 1 and 2. So you can get that at store.finalcall.com. You can also get it at mentortotheblackman.com as well. And if you all haven't been subscribing to the Final Call newspaper, we highly recommend that you do that, because it's giving us that hard hitting news that we can truly use, brothers and sisters. Always features a powerful article about how to eat to live. every week. Also, articles by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and it's able to talk in an unbought, uncompromised way because it is unbought and uncompromised, and it can save and transform your life. How do you know that? Because it transformed my life almost 30 years ago. So if you don't have your digital subscription, go ahead and get it at www.finalcalldigital.com. Finalcalldigital.com. And also, if you need that physical copy and you're here in the Tucson, Arizona area, then your brother right here will be glad, so glad to actually go ahead and get that to you. We'll be very glad to get that to you, okay? So if you need that, you can DM me right here or inbox me here at Love My Kidneys or Minds Bar Creations LLC, either one, and let us know, hey, I want to give my final call every week, and we'll be glad to get that final call to you. And for those of you who don't know, we have an online store at Etsy.com where we sell a wide variety of things from holistic healing jewelry from my sweet wife right here with those beautiful hands. That's right. So if you want to support that and everything that you do to help us, it helps to build us and bring us closer to the Love My Kidney Foundation. We are in the process of actually building that as we speak. So you can go to www.etsy.com/shop/Nafeezah NAFEEZAH Ali. That's right, and support there. Also, you can cash app at the Queen of Rap WRAP 19. Cash app that $ the Queen of Rap 19. Or you can support our podcast, which I'm gonna put up right here. There's actually a support button. There's actually a support button right there where you can support with a monthly contribution if you would like to do that. And we would appreciate any way you want to help, even if it's a good comment, even if it's your responses as we're doing what we're doing. However you want to support, we appreciate it. We do this as our service to our people. My wife is letting you in on a very, very personal side of herself, a very personal side of herself, and letting you into her healing from kidney damage, kidney failure, stage 5, brothers and sisters. And if you know anything about that, you know that's very, very serious. But Almighty God Allah is keeping her and keeping her strong and growing her stronger every day. So we thank Almighty God Allah for that. We thank Almighty God Allah for his growing and healing my wife on a daily basis. We claim that healing.
Absolutely.
We absolutely think on it. We pray on it. We meditate on it. We sage on it. We everything we need to do, we do that because we claiming that healing over here. Well, brothers and sisters, again, we appreciate you all for tuning in with us. We thank you every week, whether it's one view, 1,000 views. We were taught that we teach just as hard if it's one in the room than if it's 1,000 in the room. So, in other words, we're not going to short you because we don't see super, super big numbers. No, those numbers may come in the future. So, who's here? God got you here, and we appreciate you
That's
being
right.
here. So, with that said, brothers and sisters, I'm going to pass this microphone over to your host, my beautiful wife, my queen, whom I love very, very, very much, the queen of rap, for those of you who may not know, Nafeezah Ali.
Assalamu alaikum, family. How is everybody? My mic seems to be a little loud. Can we tone that
I'm gonna
down
turn
just
it
a little?
down. Okay.
All right. All right. Good. I just want to make sure y'all good out there, and I'm not squealing in your ears with the extra sounds from the mic. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, peace, love, blessings. Appreciate everybody who has taken their time out today to be with us on this beautiful Thinking Thursday. If y'all don't know, you better ask somebody. It's Thinking Thursday. We're going to think about some stuff in today's
Episode.
episode. I had all these things going in my mind, like class and lesson, and but it's none of that. It's really just a fireside chat with you about our health and loving our kidneys. And if you all didn't get a chance to, you got to tell your kidneys you love them, even if they are working just fine. We got to let our body know, let the universe know. I love my kidneys, and I love the work that you do. And even though there's been some trauma, it's okay because I love you anyway, and I'm gonna give you even more love so that you can overcome the trauma and that you can get back and doing everything that you used to do. Okay, so that's what we doing. We loving our kidneys.
That's right.
And whatever else you're dealing with, if you're dealing with some heart issues,
Mm-hmm.
love your heart. I love you, heart. Give it some heart love energy. Okay? Get you some rose quartz if you're dealing with heart disease. Get you some rose quartz in your life because that is a heart stone and it signifies love, not just outwardly, but love to yourself.
That's right.
Okay? So, okay, that's for like the queen of rap, but it's for love my kidneys too because it's all intertwined.
We believe in holistic healing around here, which
Absolutely.
means the whole person, okay, mentally, spiritually, physically, in every way, whether it be energetically, whether it be healthy eating, healthy thinking, healthy living as a whole,
Yes.
okay, holistic healing.
Yes. So the topic today, brother, thank you so much, is lab results. Why are they important?
Okay.
And a lot of times, people that are ill, they're so focused on the illness and, just trying to feel better that we don't look at our labs. We go and take the labs, and they take the blood, and the doctor come back and say, well, everything look good. But do we really know what those lab numbers mean?
Right.
And if you don't know what they mean, then you don't know how to address it, right? And
Right.
here on Love My Kidneys, we talk about control of your health
Right.
and taking that control. Well, one of the ways that we take control is that we have to know our numbers. Okay. So for dialysis patients, it's going to be different for, of course, someone who's dealing with maybe heart disease or uh, lupus or anything like that. So my husband's going to bring up my numbers. I'm going to share those with you um, today. Fortunately, I'm doing pretty good. And so I'm proud of that. Thank God. Let's give me a hand. Yay. I've been working really hard, fam. I've been getting out there. I don't know if you all saw my video of me starting my first steps to my 1 mile, um, striving to get back into the exercise. So I've been doing some Qigong and I started my walk. So 2 days ago, I walked 3 blocks by Allah's grace and mercy. It was a little painful because of the injury that I have to my foot, but I was able to do it. My doctor gave me a shoe boot, got fitted. Whew, that was like over $1,000, but I didn't have to pay all of that. Praise God. But anyway, on my move to overcoming this weight, to get the weight off of the body, and to put myself in a harmonious situation,
That's right.
taking control of our health. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Oh no, you don't have it. I want you to put the
Okay, yeah, okay, I will pull it up for you.
okay, and once he pulls it up, then we'll kind of go through it. Um, okay, praise God. Let's do this. We're gonna start with what is called the hemoglobin. Okay, is that the first one? No, that's the
Um,
second one.
can they see that? No. We trying to get it where you all can see.
I'm gonna go ahead while he's doing that. Okay. Um, because sometimes technical difficulties take a moment. And we don't want to take that time, your time, looking for it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go through the labs that my particular doctor has ordered for me, just to keep an eye on my numbers. So we're going to start with the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is um, values indicating the amount of red blood cells in my body. They contain iron and carry oxygen from my lungs to the rest of my body. Okay, so basically, that is your blood count.
Yeah, yeah, I got it up
Okay, all right, prayerfully, you all can see that.
now. You can.
Okay. So mine right now is an 11. Woo-hoo! All right, hooty hoo. I'm happy about that, guys, because at one point I was down to a 5. And trust me, there's a big difference from a 5 and an 11 in the way that you feel and the way that you perceive life. That was really a low point for me in April, where my hemoglobin had dropped way down. The kidneys don't produce when the kidneys are not functioning as they're designed to function, then it doesn't produce the blood that the body needs in order to carry the oxygen throughout the body. So then you'll have problems with your breathing. That becomes a really big issue, and you just don't have enough blood or oxygen to flow within the body to function. So I spent probably a good month on the couch because I couldn't breathe and I didn't know why, but it was the hemoglobin. So mine has reached an 11, and I am happy about that. So that's a number that you want to keep an eye on. Um, I think they say your numbers, at least for kidney patients, should be between a 10 and 11. They want you to kind of stay in that range between a 10 and an 11. So I am at the height 11. Um, I don't know what happens when you have too much, because at one point I had 11.7, and you can't really do nothing about that. I mean, if you don't take it out. Yeah, let's leave my blood where it is. I'd rather have too much than not enough. All right, so the next one we're going to go to is potassium.
Okay.
Potassium is a mineral needed for normal heart and muscle function. Too much or too little may cause irregular heartbeats or even heart failure. So, potassium, they suggest it should be 3.5 to 5.5. And mine today, or on this date, was 4.1. So I'm kind of right there in the middle, which is a good number to be at. Usually, when we think about potassium, we think about bananas, right? That's like one of the main things you think about um, when it comes to potassium. But you can get potassium from different sources, from fruits and vegetables. Most people, it's normal, So whenever you get your numbers, they can hear me. Whenever you have your lab work done, just keep an eye on the potassium and make sure that it is good. So whenever you get your numbers, my husband wanted to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. He wanted to make sure y'all can hear me. All right, so that's with the potassium. I don't pay a lot of attention to it because I think I get it. Obviously, I'm getting it in my diet. It has never been a problem for me with my potassium. But a lot of times, if you get, I think it's the muscle cramps, they tell you need more potassium. Actually, my father, who was on dialysis before he passed, had an issue with potassium, so he ended up having to eat a lot of bananas. And I didn't know, as of course, as much as I know now, but if I had known, then I would have been able to help him kind of balance his numbers. So even if you're not dealing with the kidney issues or health issues, help your family member or your friend that's dealing with it. Help them with their numbers and see why it's important for them to have a certain kind of diet, or not diet, a lifestyle way of eating that will help keep their numbers balanced. Okay. All right, so the next one, they call it a WSTD KTV. Okay, all that basically means is the value measure whether I am receiving adequate daily treatment to cleanse or clean my blood. So that's when, okay, so did y'all tell y'all we do our own labs here in our house with being at home on a home dialysis? We have our own, what's the name of that thing? Center,
Centerview.
centrifuge, which it actually is like being in a lab and you put your little tubes of blood in it and it spins around and around and around. We do that at home and then we mail it out to the lab, which is pretty cool. But this particular number, we do a tube of blood after my treatment, and it says how well Safi, which is the name of my machine, is actually cleansing the blood from my body. Okay. And do you all have any questions?
Yeah, Brother Jermaine is sharing with us about
What?
potassium is a silent killer, and that bananas are not really good for dialysis patients,
Oh,
and
wow.
that you actually should be looking at.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if K plus is a herbal supplement or something,
You
but
might want
brother,
to expound a little bit. Yeah.
if you would kind of put that in the chat what that K plus is, because we definitely overdo things. I mean, we're doing a lot of things. We're taking the kidney restore by Dr. Peters. We're dealing with the forgotten foods remembered. We're dealing with other Chinese herbs as well. So we're doing a lot of good things. Of course, how to eat to live too. But anything else that we may need to include, definitely willing to do that. So please feel free. Let us know what K plus is. We thank you
Okay.
for.
He said it means potassium.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Awesome. You didn't put me on a search now, brother. I got to go do some
He
more
said he
research.
was a
Hmm.
hemodialysis tech. Okay,
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more
okay.
research on them bananas before I keep telling people to eat it. Okay,
Thank you,
so
thank you. We appreciate that.
yes, sir. So the WSTDKT/V again measures the way that Safi, my machine, is actually cleansing the blood. Okay, so that's something that you have to keep your eye on because you want to make sure that the machine is cleansing the blood, and if not, then you have to know what adjustments needs to be made. All right, the next one is the oh, y'all know sometimes me and pronouncing words albumin,
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 albumin.
albumin. It is actually is the protein in my blood that helps fight infections and aids in healing. Now, it should be 4.0 or higher. Mine is a little bit lower. It is at 3.6, which is not far off, and it's not bad because I don't eat meat. So, and I actually had a holistic healing doctor tell me that your body doesn't need as much protein as the doctors now say that you need. Um, of course, we want to always stay healthy. So you have to have protein. And I get a lot of my protein from the navy bean and my fruits and my vegetables. And I do drink milk. I drink raw milk, which aids in that as well. And I do a protein drink. It's called plant based.
Let me get it so
He's
we
gonna
can see it.
don't worry about him. Yeah, I hope y'all can't see him climbing over
They
my
might, they
climbing
might.
over my couch.
I got it. Only one
uh,
way gonna see it.
but it is one of the proteins drinks that we chose because you all know we always talk about alternative health and we want to use the best products that we can. And so this particular one called plant based is one that we use because they use pea protein. There's no soy in it at all. Freeze for a minute.
There we go. There
Okay,
we go.
cool.
We're good.
All right. So again, that is called plant based. It is a. It tastes really
Plant
good.
made.
Plant made. It tastes really good. And I don't know a whole lot about protein because I've never been one that needed to gain weight. And I know people take the protein to build muscle and all of that. So I only had to take it because I needed extra protein in my diet because I don't eat meat. And I didn't want to get something that had soy in it because soy is difficult for the body to process and causes hormonal problems in women. So I don't mess with soy or try not to. They put it in everything. I didn't even know that they feed the chickens soy. So if you eat eggs, you're still getting soy. But anyway, the point is this product right here, the one that I have is chocolate, and they come in a lot of different flavors.
Right. I just want to let you all know we do sell that on our website too. So if you're interested in it, you can just go to our website as well. She's gonna tell you more about it. But just wanted to share with you all that we do actually make that available on our site. So if you want to know more about that, then you can definitely go and take a look at it, and then you can actually purchase it right there. You can purchase it right there.
And like I was saying, it has the pea protein in it, organic hemp protein, alkaline cocoa powder. I mean, it's got some really good stuff in here. And again, the flavor is important because a lot of the protein drinks that I've had taste chalky. But this particular one, we just put the raw milk, a banana, and some strawberries. Oh my goodness. It's like a treat. It's like if you throw you some ice in there, it's like having a shake. And a real good one, not a chalky, not a chalky shake. So anyway, that's my thing for the protein. Okay. So the albumin, albumin.
Album.
I told y'all I'm like my brother. Sometimes words are difficult. It comes from my mama though, because instead of corduroy, she say cotteride. So I got it honestly, guys. I really did. Um, but anyway, so your protein level is important, and it does. You can feel the difference in your body when it's really low. So you want to make sure that your protein levels, are at a good level for you. Everybody is a little different, of course. Um, in the arena of doctors, they have to put a number on it so you can gauge where you should be.
Right.
Okay. But you have to remember you are an individual as well. Now, the next one that we're going to go to, the next three are really, they work together. We're going to deal with the calcium first. Okay. Calcium is a mineral needed to keep your bones and muscles healthy, right? So that's why when we were growing up, they would talk about. Can you read what the brother said?
He
They
said, "Yeah,
Okay, got
yeah. Go
it.
ahead.
Okay,
I was going to address it after you finish."
okay. So calcium, they would tell us, drink milk. Milk does the body good. And then a lot of people came up and said, well, milk isn't good for the body. It comes from a cow. We shouldn't drink from the cow because, this, that, or the other. And everybody has their reasons why. But then you went to almond milk, and then you went to soy milk, and you went to these things that you're not getting what you can get from drinking cow's milk. Cow's milk really is good for our bodies if we do a little bit of research and find out why. Now, a lot of the stuff on the market today is not good for us, but the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in How to Eat to Live said that we should get raw milk or good milk and then boil it at home and then drink it because there are enzymes inside of there that our body needs. We need certain things that we can get for our bones and for our muscles. So, our body is a perfect balance, and that's how God created it to be in perfect harmony and in balance. But sometimes it gets off. So, we want to make sure that our calcium level is at a decent level. Now, how you decide to get your calcium, of course, is your own independent idea of what it takes to make you healthy. But I think you do need to do some real research regarding the calcium. Let me just give them my numbers. My calcium right now is at 9.6, and the number they suggest is 8.5 to 10.0. Mine was a little high because I was taking calcitrol, which is a liquid calcium, and it just kept taking my calcium up way too high. Because I do drink raw milk, um, and I get it from other sources, I don't necessarily need that other calcium. So they told me to stop taking it. And then my holistic doctor also told me that that calcium isn't the best for me and that I should try other natural sources for my calcium. Go ahead.
Right. I mean, and that's yeah, that's right. But also, so those who may not know, raw milk in its raw state is very healing. It's very healing for the body. But like she said, and the brother even shared about it, does have a nice amount of potassium in it as well. So basically, he did. Dr. Keeley, the doctor we're working with, he did tell us, to be careful with the milk and not to do so much. But she doesn't drink a whole lot anyway, more water and stuff than anything. But the raw milk, for those who don't know, the Holy Quran actually does mention about the milk and honey. Holy Quran in the 16th chapter, it actually talks about the milk being good, pure milk, good to the drinker. It actually talks about that. And Dr. Alim did a whole lecture on the raw milk and its ability to heal the body as well. Now, many people, like you said, they moving toward veganism and vegetarianism, and they don't do that, but they're finding that they're having difficulty getting those proteins and things that they need. Okay.
Mhm.
And that raw milk is a good way to get that. But like the brother shared here, you have to be careful if you're a dialysis patient, and Dr. Keeley said the same as well. And, she can't do almond milk because she's allergic to almonds. So we're going
Yeah,
to
the
look.
nurses just said that almonds and nuts weren't good for our body. It's hard
That's right.
for the body to digest. So,
Right.
anything is that takes a long time for the body to digest, you're making it work harder
Right.
than it needs to.
Right. So with that, the brother was saying, talking about the Tums, taking Tums,
Hmm.
I believe to help with your calcium.
No, no, that actually helps with the phosphorus, which is
Phosphorus.
the
Okay.
next one.
Okay.
And brother,
Okay.
thank you. It's
Thank you.
albumin.
Thank you. Thank you. We
I
really
appreciate
appreciate
that.
your feedback
Yes.
on that. We really appreciate your feedback. But of course, we talking with different people with different things going on. This is Love My Kidneys, but we're also dealing with all kind of health challenges as well.
And when we going through these numbers, like I said, if you a heart patient or you have lupus, you know where your numbers need to be, and everything. I'm telling you my journey and what I'm experiencing, but I wanted to inspire you to look at your journey and look at how you can take control of your own health. So when people like brother Jermaine chime in and share his knowledge and share his wisdom, it's very helpful, because then our guests can also, I mean, our family and our friends can also see that and learn from other people's experience, and he experienced it from a different perspective, which I really appreciate you coming in and helping your sister out on how to pronounce those words. And you're absolutely right when you were talking about the phosphorus. I don't know what that is. Oh, I got to sign back in, y'all. Hold on a second. Yeah, we're on phosphorus, and that's what we're dealing with now. All right. My phone want to do some funny stuff, but that's okay because we're gonna work through it. And like I said, these two things, the calcium and the phosphorus, actually work together. All right. So my phosphorus is 4.6, and the range should be 3.0 to 5.5. It's a mineral that helps keep my bones strong and my heart healthy. This is a big, big problem for kidney patients. It is like in these different groups that I'm in, I hear so many people say, I can't get my phosphorus down. I can't get my phosphorus down. And they take, different things. I take a binder, which Salvamir, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a really huge pill. And I take it with foods that have phosphorus in it. Unfortunately, phosphorus is in a lot of stuff. It's even in some fruits and vegetables. And the reason it ends up a lot of times in the fruits and vegetables is because of the chemicals that are sprayed on them. Okay. And it is hard to, it can be difficult to control it, but it's one that you absolutely have to keep an eye on because it can cause thyroid problems where you end up having to have surgery. Um, yeah, cheese is high in phosphorus. These types of things, and the milk. So you have to be um, on top of it, right? When you see it creeping up there, that means you got to pull back on something, right? So if you know that there's phosphorus in bread, cheese, and milk. Well, I guess you cannot have a grilled cheese this morning with a glass of milk. You just can't do that, to yourself. You can't have that. Maybe that day you need to have some fruit, right? And boil your egg. I don't know if eggs have phosphorus in it. I have to look that up. But find out what doesn't have phosphorus in it and have that for the day. It may be a day that your dinner is all fruit, or it may be that your dinner is just all vegetables. Because as your numbers start climbing up, it will cause other problems in the body. And when you're dealing with, let's say, kidney issues, you don't want to end up with heart disease. You don't want to end up with thyroid problems. It can grow into something else if we don't control the numbers that's helping our kidneys to heal, or whatever part of the body it is that is trying to heal. So that is that. Now the third one that's in this line. Okay, we did calcium, we did phosphorus, and we're gonna go back. Come on now, work with me. All right, I got it. Is the IPTH. Okay, anybody that knows about the IPTH, it is indicates a balance of calcium and phosphorus in my blood. High phosphorus can cause high IPTH, which can lead to bone and heart damage. Goals for IPTH may be between 150 and 300. Please discuss this with your physician. Mine today, well, as of September the 7th, was 222. At one point, it had jumped way up there back in July. It had jumped up to 630. I don't know what I was doing. But obviously, whatever it is I was doing, I corrected it because in August it went down to 334. And as of September, it is down to 222. So that shows that I've been doing something right in keeping those balanced. Okay. And I tell you, I stay on top of it the best I can. Um, Hemoglobin A1C. Now, that is the sugar level in your body. Diabetes or diabetic patients know all about that. Um, that is a number, your sugar, and dealing with this kidney disease, it's for me, it's been an up and a down. At one point, I had no control over diabetes, whether I took medication, whether I fasted, no matter what I seemed to do, it wasn't working for me to keep my diabetes under control. And then when I really, really got serious, and I just said, no more sugar, no more potatoes, no potato chips, and really just became stringent, with what I was intaking as far as sugar and starches, it brought it down. And then I think I got comfortable because it got down to the point I was like at 98. Wake up in the morning and my sugar was 98, 104. I was like feeling good, And then I hadn't took my sugar in a long time and took my sugar and it was like at 202. And I'm like, oh, what did I do? So then it was like, okay, you got to get back on top of it. You really have to stay on top of it. And because once it goes out of control, it's so hard to get back into control. You know, everything is okay in moderation. But the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said in How to Eat to Live that when you have sugar, if you stop with the sugar and the starches, you will go back and your body will be like it has never had too much sugar in it. I'm paraphrasing and not saying it exactly the way that he says it in the book. But the point is, we can control diabetes, and you have to control it when you have issues with your kidneys because it can cause more damage to the kidneys when your blood pressure and your sugar is not controlled. So, in your process of healing, the kidneys may be, eliminating any kind of blockages it has, but then it's still being damaged because of the sugar that's coming in and the blood pressure not being balanced. So, it's a delicate balance, and I have not mastered it. Let me say that. I've not mastered it and I'm still working on it. Sometimes my sugar still goes up. And I promise you, I really didn't eat sugar like that. I'm even using agave. But for whatever reason, my body is has extra weight, so I'm sure it's some sugar hanging around. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process, but I'm on top of it. And I keep aware of where I am and what I need to do. So if my sugar is high, then I know, well, tomorrow I'm not going to have anything in my coffee. Or instead of my coffee, I'm going to have some tea. I may have something else in place of it. Well, for breakfast, I'm not going to have this, that, or the other. I'm going to have, you know, just a piece of toast and, eggs, whatever it is that, you know, I feel that I need to have. But I'm always thinking, how can I make my body better? What can I do better to be in control of what I'm eating and how it my body is receiving it? Okay. So the next one, it's only two more. The next one is the bun. Okay. The bun is blood urea nitrogen is a test that measures the urine urea nitrogen in the blood produced by the liver and removed by the kidneys. So we know that's our liver and our kidneys working together. All right, the range is, it says there is no normal range for bun in dialysis patients. Discuss any questions with your care team. Well, for people who, um, that's right, brother. Um, for people who are on dialysis, before you get on dialysis, your doctor talks about bun all the time. And the lower the nitrogen, the ura, you
You said it now. Keep
okay,
going.
right, thank you. Nitrogen in your body, the lower it is, the better it is, right? Because you don't want to have toxicity in the body. And this is part of toxicity, right? So my number as of July the 7th is at 23. Now, last month it was at 36. So it came down to 23, which means your sister is doing something right. Some things right anyway. And I'm grateful for that. And I can really tell the difference because this right here is the brain fog that people get when they're on dialysis or when their kidneys are not functioning, at its highest level, right? You get that brain fog where you really not thinking clearly. You just don't, it's the toxicity that is built up in the body. These next two, the bun and the creatinine, are the two that, really speaks to the amount of toxicity in the body. And the fact that I was able to remove about 11, well, from 36 to 23, I'm really happy about that. And it has really shown proof that when you strive to eat healthy, to the best of your ability, and get out there and get the body some exercise and let the body do what it do, the body will start to heal itself. Last one is creatinine. This is the one that put me in a hospital, guys. Um, I was diagnosed in 2014, and at that point, my creatinine was,
Like 15%.
yeah, between 12 and 15%. Okay. And they told me, you need to go on dialysis, and you need to do this quickly. And I was like, no. So I started on my journey at that point of eating the 1 meal a day, really being more stringent on eating 1 meal a day, getting the exercise, trying to, eat healthy and take herbs and things like that. So it was 5 years that I was able to function on 12 to 15% kidney function. Okay. And then it just got to the point when I got that brain fog, and swelling, and, just wasn't feeling well, that I did have to eventually get on dialysis last year in November. But my creatinine had gotten up to 10.4, which is 4% kidney function. Okay. So that number right there was like, okay, this is, the amount of kidney function you have. Well, today I might say, if I may, uh, is that my creatinine level is now at 5.91. Okay. 5.91. Now, as far as percentage of kidney function, I don't know. Um, Unfortunately, I had my nutritionist tell me that
Talk about
that number doesn't matter. Don't worry about that number. We're going to just focus on your protein, and, we're going to focus on all your other numbers, but let's not worry about that number. Well, why you don't want me to worry about that number? That number determined whether I went on dialysis or not. So to me, that number is very important. And the fact that it's down to 5.9. And last month, let me see, last month it was at 7.56. 7.56. And it's been kind of like that. This is not the lowest that has been, but if I keep that number going down, then guess what? Eventually, I will be coming off of dialysis, okay? Because the creatinine measures the amount of toxins that are in the body. And once my kidneys are able to push the toxins out, in addition to what Safi is doing, Safi is my machine.
it.
Once my body starts cleansing itself out to the point that I don't need Safi, then I will be coming off of dialysis. And that is my goal. And I know a lot of people say it can't happen, but I know people who said it can, and it has. So if it can happen for what one man can do, another man can do. What one woman can do, another woman can do. And I know that God is the healer, that Allah heals the body. And I believe in those miracles. I believe that if I create an environment
Surely.
to allow the God to work in, that if I take that one step, He'll take two, He'll take three, right? And God will do the same for you. So don't ever give up hope that you can come off of dialysis. If you feel that you need to just go and get another kidney, and that's the route that you want to go with a transplant, then that's your option. For me, it's not an option that I have chosen for myself at this time, because I believe that my kidneys, I love my kidneys, and I believe that my kidneys are going to do what they do because the God told me that He will do it. Therefore, I'm walking in faith, and I want to help you along your journey to walk in faith and to bring those things into your environment that can help you to heal the body. Okay. So again, it happens all the time. Do your research on um, ki- healing the kidneys. Okay. So, with that, fam, we got about 10 more minutes and we've gone through the numbers. Um, Other numbers that are important, of course, is your blood pressure, keeping on top of your blood pressure. My blood pressure was high so long, I just thought that's what, it was. And so when my numbers started going down to 120 over 80 or 120 over 85, 110, over, I think the lowest it's been is under like one, well, no, it's been lower than that. It's dropped like down to 100. I do not like that feeling. But it took some getting used to for my blood pressure to be normal, right? What they call normal. And but I know when my body is at that normal level and that my diabetes is under control, that I'm eating food that is healthy for me. That's a beautiful, that's like heaven. That's heaven for the body, to be in harmony and accord and to have optimum health. Unfortunately, I don't know what that is. Since I was a very little girl, I have been overweight. So my body has never really been, maybe, as a baby, but even in my infancy, my mom told me that, she wasn't able to breastfeed feed me. So I was given soy milk, the formula. I was given soy. And that affected my body. And then hereditary, my father had issues, my grandmama had issues, so we're battling more than just ourselves. We're battling things that have been going on for a very long time. But if we can focus, fam, on our individual selves and with the God, he will give you the answer that you need so that the next generation won't have to deal with that. And we'll talk about this a little later, but it is a form of generational wealth. Why is it generational wealth? Because it's health. And we already know that your health is your wealth.
We'll talk about more maybe for that later. I just want to just interject just for a second.
Yes, sir.
I dropped two lectures by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the chat, and that was the time and what must be done, part 37 and part 38. And in those parts, he talks about the genetically modified food. He talks
Uh-huh.
about the things that they're doing to the milk. He talks about things they're doing to the fruits and vegetables, how they're poisoning the air, all of these things. And we all contribute to it in some form. But also in that, as you are dealing with your health challenges, know that environment and food is a part of it. And he said that we have to take control of our food source, meaning we
Uh-huh.
should be gardening, meaning that we should be gardening, we should be growing our own food, get good seed. He said, take a empty lot and start you a little farm, a community farm right there, and eat what you grow.
Uh-huh.
And that will, number one, make sure that it's fresh, and number two, you know what you're growing, brothers and sisters. So that's very, very important. And for those of you who may never have listened to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and you're hearing all the hype, what the media is saying, I advise you to really take a listen to those two lectures that we dropped in the chat, because it's a lot of things that you just don't understand about this divine man of God, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And just really, I would study those two lectures, definitely talking about the foreign policy, but also he gets into the food aspect of it. And that's why I brung those up and dropped it here, because we're dealing on a war in many, many ways. We are truly, as he said, walking in the valley of the shadow of death, and he talked about vaccines in that particular lecture as well. And you already know they racing to try to get these vaccines, and we definitely recommend that you do your diligent research on that and what these vaccines in the past have caused. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan has told us not to take it, and I'm definitely on the bandwagon with that. So I got to just put that out there the way that it is. So anyway, I'm gonna turn the mic back over to her, but I wanted to say that because definitely in an hour like this, we need divine guidance. So with that, if you will take the time to actually look in the chat and actually go and kind of press it on your phone, so that way it'll be in your history. You can actually go back and watch those if you haven't.
All right, yes, sir. Brother Jermaine was saying that he wanted to know talk a little bit more about how I control my fluids balance. The doctor, my nephrologist, suggests 32 ounces. However, I have a little bit more wiggle room with that because I do dialysis 5 days a week at home. So I don't really get that up and down that you get when you only do it for 3 days. Okay. So I don't, have a lot of buildup of fluid and then come in and then goes all the way down and then, it goes back up. And then you get 2 days off on the weekend. And that's 2 days of buildup, which is another big problem for a lot of dialysis patients. For the most part, I do 3 days, off one day, do 2 days, off for a day, back to the same routine. So I'm still careful about the amount of fluids, but I also careful not to dehydrate because that can be a big issue as well. That was a big problem for me when I first started dialysis. And I'm not blaming the techs, but they were, making sure I had no fluid on me. But that wasn't good because I dried out. I mean, I really would not have been doing live shows because of the way I felt about my face and how dried out, I mean, blotches and everything, on the body. So dehydration can be just as bad, right? So you always want to watch edema and watch your ankles and, the fluid on your legs. That kind of helps me to know if I had too much fluid um, on my body. I try to stick to the 32 ounces, but I'm not stringent. I'll put it like that. I have my coffee in the morning, which I usually do, a cup maybe a little bigger than this, so about 8 ounces um, of coffee. And then I have to have my water, so I do about two 12 ounces of water, right? So Dr. Keeley told me not to drink water during dinner, so I really try to only take enough to take my medicine, right? So I have a little bit of water when I take my medicine, and then I have my water before I go to bed because that allows the water to cleanse the body, cleanse the kidneys. So of course, make the kidneys work. So in the morning, I can release all of those toxins that have been in the body, and so it allows it to rinse the body clean. So I do, the goal is 32 to 40 ounces. But like I said, because I treat at home, um, all praises due to Allah. I love my home dialysis, brother. If you dealing with patients, suggest it for them. You can go back and look at some of my previous shows. Yesterday we did the setup. I mean, last week we did the setup and showed the whole little Love My Kidney Dialysis Center, which is right behind me. But yeah, my home hemo, it's worked because you know my husband is so awesome and he is a great. Whew, I can't even call him an assistant. My nurse, he my everything, y'all. I love him. Uh, he's such a great
She
help,
trying
but
to bribe me.
there's no problem. Absolutely. Whatever it takes. But we do have to be careful with the fluids. If you're doing the in center, um, man, you do have to be careful because that fluid can get on your lungs. And that's what happened to me in 2014. I had swelled up from my ankle all the way up to probably my waistline. I mean, I was swollen. I didn't even know it. I'm walking around trying to work. Um, Long story. Not gonna go there because it's time to go. But that fluid can be very, very dangerous. Dangerous. Potassium, all of them. That's why I wanted to go over the numbers because when they are out of line, fam, you're putting your body at risk. So the closer you can get to the numbers that the doctors suggest, the better it is for your body and the better it is for healing. Putting your body in that environment where you can now begin to heal because now the body is not stressed out trying to be over here and do this, be over here and do that. It can be and work in the environment that it was created to work in, right? So I pray that what we shared with you today was helpful. I pray that you got something from it. I so thank my brother for, sharing the information that he has and that what he has experienced and sharing that with us because that's a blessing, fam. And we want more you all to do that. Even if you go back and look at this video at another time, still put your questions in, put your thoughts in, share information, share this video with people you know who need it. They need to hear from a different perspective because sometimes people have just given up and they like whatever. And it's not whatever.
We got Nate on the line.
My brother?
No, Nate from Chicago.
Oh, Assalamu alaikum, brother Nate.
Like a brother.
So we want to close this talk, our fireside chat. We're gonna close it knowing, fam, that your body will heal. Your body can heal. We have to put it in the proper environment, and when you know what your body is going through, when you can look at the numbers and say, oh, this is what my body is doing. Because you can't look in the mirror and say, oh, my hemoglobin is right. You can't do that. That's why these devices are out here for us and they're tools to help us be able to correct a situation that is now out of line. Okay.
Well, I just wanted to say something just really quick, and then we're gonna shut it down. Dear brother Jermaine, one of the things that we're working on, dear brother, is the Love My Kidneys Foundation. My brother said that they put him out of dialysis because, of course, he was doing his due diligence and doing what he needed to do for the patients. Brother, one of the things we're gonna definitely need to do is have good, people to help us in that because the reality is we want to introduce not only home hemo but other alternative realities in the Love My Kidneys Foundation. And basically is going to be not necessarily just a center. It's going to be a lot of things where you can get a lot of different modalities of healing spiritually, mentally, physically, just a bunch of different things. So we'll keep you posted as we growing and keep going, because a brother like yourself, I mean, even if it's training people how to do it, you have great value in doing that for over 20 years. And really, if you're not doing that, brother, you may want to consider that as being a consultant for those
Home hemo.
home hemo or
Or
being a
even vegan.
consultant. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, if you know how to do that, they can't kick you out of somebody that wants you in.
That's
They can't
true.
kick you out of
That's
somebody
true.
that wants you in,
That's true.
okay? So with that, brother, you've done a whole lot, man, and that's kind of the line that we're going to be called on, especially in an hour like this. The truth is, as we may not have considered this, but the minister said that a lot of us we're gonna have to shelter in place for even longer periods of time. Okay, so the reality is we may have to call on a brother like yourself to get advice when things are going on. And others may have to do that. So if you haven't positioned yourself in that way, you've been doing this for over 20 years. So that means you're a professional at it. So that means you can definitely advise and consult others
Mhm.
text on things that they should be doing. If you're not doing that and you desire to do that, brother, definitely, get with us. Get with us because this is one of the things that digital real estate can help you do to actually grow that for yourself in creating that type of business for you. Well, brother, again, we thank you so much for
Thank
tuning
you
in.
all for tuning
Brother
in.
Nate the Great, man. I'm gonna give us a call, inbox your brother, give us a call. We thank everybody for tuning in that tuned in. We value your time, and if you found this valuable and you did, please go ahead, share with as many people as you can. And also, brothers and sisters, we got some things. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, definitely do that. If you want to support us, we did. They're scrolling across the screen right
This is
there.
like what, our 12th episode?
Not really sure, but you can actually go to YouTube too. We are Mind Spark Creations LLC on YouTube. You can see all our episodes of all the shows we have done, from Love My Kidneys to Let's Build an Intentional Black Conscious Community to Mind Spark Creations, Queen of Rap. It's all right there in one setting.
Yeah.
And we doing Farrakhan and Tucson as well now. So if you, for those who are lovers of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in Tucson is your study center. And if you go there, you'll see why we say that. And we doing some great things over there. And we actually got a group. We got a group that we in the that is there. We can invite you to it if you really want to study these teachings. Anyway, we're going to let you all go, man. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it,
Absolutely.
and we thank you all for taking the time to tune in.
On this Thinking
Thinking
Thursday.
Thursday, your health as well. But let us not leave without letting you know. At 3 o'clock, we're going to be the Queen of Rap. 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time.
That's right.
The Queen of Rap. We're going to be on there, and we'll shoot it out exactly what the subject is going to be on the Queen of Rap as well. So be on standby, looking out for that. We love y'all, and there's nothing you can do
Nothing you
about
can
it.
do about it.
And remember this, we love you, but God loves you most of all. And remember to continue to let the
The
spark
spark
in
in
your
your
mind
mind
create
create
a
a
new
new
reality.
reality.
Thank you, fam. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace,
Shalom.
fam.
Hotep. And God willing, we'll see you next week.
Next
Assalamu
week.
alaikum.